Here on the homestead, mulberry season is in full swing. Follow along as we make mulberry jelly.
I'm Nadia. And I'm Ola. Welcome to pearlsandshoots.com.
Living in different time zones,
We are two unique flowers from the same garden.
together we share our pearls of wisdom,
Love for gardening,
homegrown food,
healthy living.
and beauty.
We are sisters in blooms.
Mulberries are edible fruit that grow on ornamental shade trees. They can be eaten raw or made into delicious jams, preserves, or wine. These berries are enjoyed by all, including birds. If you've ever had or been around a mulberry tree, you might have noticed how messy the ground can get. For this reason, many people living in suburban settings avoid planting this tree altogether. There are 3 varieties: black, red, and white. We have a black mulberry tree, which is the most flavorful of the 3. The easiest and probably the most laziest way to get mulberries off the tree is by shaking the tree itself. We put a soft plastic on the ground, we're giving the tree a good shake, and the ripe berries fall right off. Before I start making jam or jelly, I like to take care of a few things first. I start by unloading the dishwasher, loading the dishwasher, making myself a snack, eating the snack, and make myself a cup of coffee. Now we can get started. I like to start the jar sterilization process the day before. I run the jars through the dishwasher on a high heat cycle. I take it a step further and rinse them off with boiling water before placing them upside down in a cool oven. I turn the oven temperature to 250 degrees and let them sterilize for 15 to 20 minutes. You'll also need to sterilize the rings and lids. I do this by putting them in a pot of water and letting them boil for 10 minutes or so. While the lids are sterilizing, we can go ahead and get the berries ready. But before we do that, we need to feed the chickies. Or Mr. Bear. Mulberries are an excellent source of vitamin C and iron. They're also a good source of vitamin K and vitamin E. They're very similar to the fig. They are also rich in plant compounds that give them their deep color and antioxidant properties, including anthocyanins, chlorogenic acid, rutin, and myricetin. Sorry if I pronounced those wrong. All of these are protective against some cancers. The deeper the color and the more ripe the berry, the higher concentration of essential compounds. You can only imagine how nutritious these eggs are going to be. Now that everyone's fed, we can rinse off the berries. I put them into a sieve and run some lukewarm water over them, just enough to get the dust off. I don't remove the stems because, well, it's too much work. I'll explain what I do about those in a bit. Now I dump the berries into a big pot and then put them through a food processor, including the stems. If you don't have a food processor, you could leave the berries in the pot and boil them until the juices and the berries break down. To eliminate the stems, I poured the pureed berries through a cheesecloth. Just a side note, to avoid stems on your berries altogether, you may have to pick each berry off the tree individually rather than shaking the tree like we did. I also put the berries through a cheesecloth because frankly, I don't like picking seeds out of my teeth, and these berries sure have a lot of seeds. But using a cheesecloth doesn't eliminate all the seeds, but I'm okay with that. So this step is totally worth it for me. I gently squeeze the cheesecloth and rotate from the top down to get as much of the juices out. And like I mentioned before, some stray seeds will pop through the cheesecloth. If you don't want that to happen, you're more than welcome to double up on the cheesecloth. It's very important to count how many cups of jam or jelly that you have. This is important if you're using Pamona's universal pectin, which is what I swear by when making jams and jellies. Inside the box is a 2-sided recipe page with instructions for cooked, frozen jams and jellies, low sugar, honey, or stevia. I'm making cooked stevia and honey jelly. The instructions are to make the calcium water first. Put half a teaspoon of white calcium powder and half a cup of water in a small clear jar with a lid and shake well. Pamona's pectin recipes call for calcium water because the pectin is activated by the calcium. Squeeze 1/4 cup of lemon juice for every 4 cups of fruit. Fresh squeezed lemon juice is preferred, but you can use 100% lemon juice instead. The first ingredient to add to your cool jam is calcium water, and it's 2 teaspoons of calcium water for every 4 cups of fruit. Bring the berries to a full boil. While waiting for the berries to boil, measure your sugar, stevia, or honey into a separate bowl. You will need half a cup to 1 cup honey or 3/4 of a cup to 2 cups sugar for every 4 cups of berries. You need 2 teaspoons of pectin powder for every 4 cups of berries. Add this pectin powder to your sweetener and mix it together. Set this mixture aside for now and pour yourself another coffee because you're going to need it. Once the berries are at a full boil, you can add your pectin/chosen sweetener mixture into your pot. Make sure that after each time you add this mixture, stir vigorously for at least 1 to 2 minutes and wait for the pot to return to a boil before adding more of this pectin sweetener mixture. The pot absolutely has to be at a full boil for the pectin to dissolve. Once all the pectin's dissolved, you can remove the berries off the heat. Now you're ready to start filling your jars with the jelly. Make sure if any of the jelly gets on the rims, you wipe it clean. This will ensure a proper seal and make lid opening much easier down the road. Screw the lids on very tightly. Place the filled jars into a large pot and fill it with water so each jar is covered to the top. Boil for 10 minutes, adding an extra 1 minute for every 1,000 feet above sea level. I live in an area a little over 2,000 feet above sea level, so I'm boiling my jars for 12 minutes. Remove the jars from the water and let them cool. Check the seals and lids, which should be sucked down. And you're done! Congratulations! Also, you can use the leftover lemon pieces to wash the stain off your hands. I should have told you in the beginning that you should wear gloves. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this short video tutorial. Make sure to leave your comments and questions below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay tuned for many more exciting videos from pearlsandshoots.com.